Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WrestleMania Part 2. Coming up next is a triple threat matchup for the Intercontinental Championship. It is Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho versus Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio has held that championship since December of 2012. There has only been one Intercontinental Champion in history, and that was Del Rio. He puts the title on the line tonight in a triple threat matchup against both Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit. That is what it is for. The Intercontinental Championship, as one of the two challengers, is about to make their way to the ring. Y2J Chris Jericho. This past week on NLW programming, he was the one standing tall. He made a pact with Alberto Del Rio to take out Benoit, but instead hit Alberto Del Rio square in the skull with a steel chair, telling him you cannot trust anybody in this situation. And I can guarantee this is going to be one hell of a matchup for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Y2J Chris Jericho has been a polarizing figure in wrestling for quite a while now. Some fans cheer him, some fans boo him. It's becoming 50-50. He doesn't care, he thrives on it, and tonight hopes to become Intercontinental Champion. As does this man, the Rabid Wolverine, Chris Benoit. It was back on episode 17. Chris Benoit went one-on-one with Chris Jericho in a number one contenders match for the Intercontinental title. Following a suplex from the top rope, both men's shoulders were touching the mat, meaning it was a draw, and that's how this situation came about. The commissioner made the matchup triple threat rules: Jericho, Benoit and Del Rio for the IC title. You gotta wonder what goes through Jericho's mind as he looks into the eyes of Benoit. They've been at each other's throats for weeks, and they're hoping to get their hands on each other in this matchup, all in the name of the Intercontinental title. And that leaves one, and you hear the outright boos for the man who has been Intercontinental Champion for over a year and a half. That man, Alberto Del Rio, has held that championship since he won it on episode 6 in December of 2012 in a battle royal, ironically last eliminating Chris Benoit. He is the only Intercontinental Champion in history. He is proud of that. But will Benoit or Jericho etch their names as the second champion in history? We'll find out in this matchup. Del Rio has had a bumpy road. He's defended that title against many. However, tonight puts it on the line against Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho under triple threat rules. He's holding on to that championship for dear life. Doesn't want to let go of it, and he finally does. And this triple threat match for the Intercontinental title underway at WrestleMania, and you see Del Rio reluctant to get involved in the matchup at the moment. It's Benoit and Jericho getting involved, but now Del Rio clubs him over the back, and now a clothesline by Jericho. Jericho and Benoit have got to, well, I was about to say gotta work together, but obviously not. There's a vicious slap to the chest. It's like a frying pan across your chest right there, and now sends Jericho into the corner. What's Benoit thinking, but goes head first, skull first, and hitting his shoulder into the steel ring post. And what a drop kick by Jericho to Del Rio. This is going to be very fast-paced and very technical. I can kind of assume that this is these guys' styles in this matchup. And there's the drop kick to Del Rio off the apron. Jericho, very accomplished, but has never held any championship gold in NLW thus yet. Would like to start tonight by winning the Intercontinental Championship. As with Benoit, he sees them on the outside. Jericho and Del Rio on the outside, but Benoit, look out! Suicide dive through the second rope. What a dive by Benoit. Comes colliding with Del Rio and Chris Jericho. And look at him looking at the carnage, and that is what this is for, the Intercontinental Championship. Benoit looks at it proudly as we take a look back at this replay. Look at this dive through the second rope, nonetheless, right onto Benoit. Right onto Jericho and Del Rio. Benoit, well, it's not going well for him at the moment. Being brought up to his feet and sent into the steel ring steps by Jericho and Del Rio. Now Benoit's out of the equation. Look at Del Rio in the ring, telling Jericho to come in and settle this. One-on-one now. They've whittled it down to a one-on-one matchup here. That's good for the both of them. And now look at this. Has him throttled. And oh my god, belly to back suplex. What, perfectly executed. Here's the cover, but a kick out by Jericho. The Intercontinental Championship has been worn proudly by Del Rio for so many months, and there's a slap, but a punch again by Jericho, and another slap to the chest. Now has him underhooked, and there's the arm drag by Jericho. The man of 1,004 holds, about to climb to the top rope. And now is he going to dive onto it? Oh, he's stopped in his tracks by Benoit, hanging him up in those ropes. And now it's Benoit with the suplex, snap suplex that time. Here's a cover by Benoit, but he's dragged away by Chris Jericho. And a kick to the skull. And now Benoit again down. And Jericho, this fast-paced matchup, entertaining to watch for the moment. And there's a kick to the stomach of Del Rio. Del Rio very technically sound, but not at the moment. Jericho going to dive onto oh my! Misses. And you see Benoit dragging Del Rio out of the way, so that Jericho did not hit that move. Still, doesn't matter at the moment for Benoit. Del Rio with a sidewalk slam to Benoit. And now double knees into the stoner, but wait a minute. Caught out by Jericho. And the Bulldog. Now Del Rio is down. He's trying to make it back to his feet. But it's not going to be easy whatsoever. And now look at this. Going to try and get the submission onto Benoit. Submission specialists all in this matchup. All of their finishers are finishers in this matchup. Are submission finishers, I should say. Now Del Rio with the DDT. Here's a cover to Jericho, but Jericho kicks out again. Benoit making it to his feet gingerly as Jericho is being worked on by Del Rio. Oh my. We're going to see a German suplex by Jericho, and now, oh my. Benoit from behind. Oh my god. A double German suplex that time. And here's a cover by Jericho. But Benoit breaks it up. What an amazing maneuver. I can't believe the strength of Benoit to lift both men up and deliver the German suplex to both of them. We've got to take a look at this again. Look at the strength. A double German suplex. Both men going down there. And now I think Benoit's on his feet, but only just. Hanging up against those ropes. And now, oh my, what a roll through by Benoit. What athleticism. Here's a cover. And a drop kick by Del Rio. Jeez, right off of the skull. And now Benoit on the outside, and oh my. And now Del Rio can take advantage. Del Rio is able to take advantage of this, and now he's got the cross arm lock locked in and applied with such force on Jericho. Is Jericho going to tap out, and will Del Rio retain? Jericho doesn't seem to look like there's any way out for him, but Benoit sends the turnbuckles and the headbutt, diving headbutt. Breaks up the submission, and here's the cover, but Jericho breaks it up. My god, so difficult to get a fall in this matchup because you got three guys in there all wanting the same thing, that being the Intercontinental title. Power slam by Del Rio, and you see that sick grin on his face. He ascends the turnbuckle, but again, hung up in the ropes by Jericho. Is he going to take advantage of this now? He's trying to grab onto him, but oh my, there's an elbow right to the bridge of the nose of Jericho. Both Benoit and Y2J are down. And Del Rio on the top rope. Moonsault doesn't connect. High risk maneuver did not pay off that time. And now both men going for the cover. But Del Rio kicks out, and you wonder what would have happened if both men had got the fall there. But oh my. Maybe Jericho going to get the submission in. Here's the walls. The crowd going ballistic. He's got the walls of Jericho locked in, but Benoit breaks it up. So difficult to get a submission of any kind. Here's a cover. And again, Del Rio breaks up the pin. Now Del Rio going to work on Benoit, and it's such a great matchup, but all of these guys, they got to wonder what they have to do to win this. So difficult in triple threat rules as he drives the knee into Benoit's face, but again dragged away. And now here we go, powerbomb by Jericho and rolls through. Here's a cover by Jericho, and again a kick out by Del Rio. My god, what a technical classic we're witnessing here for the Intercontinental title. Oh my. Are we going to see a German suplex by Benoit? But no. Jericho backs him into the corner in a drop toe hold by Benoit. And now, Oh my, crowd going ballistic, and there's the crossface. Crossface locked in, and the crowd. Are we going to see a new Intercontinental Champion right here? Oh my, he's fading, he's going to tap out, but oh my, Del Rio saves it. He's actually grabbing the hand of Jericho to stop that from submitting. He was seconds away from winning, and now maybe Jericho's seconds away from winning. Here's the walls of Jericho, locked in and applied. Everyone's down. He's looking for a way out of this, but I don't see any way out of this for Benoit. He's shaking his head. It's Jericho, and now, oh, and again broken up by Del Rio. The Intercontinental Champion saving this matchup for himself right here in this triple threat matchup at WrestleMania. Who is going to triumph? Benoit, Jericho, or Del Rio? It looks as if it might be Benoit at the moment on top, but misses. Misses. And now, after the miss from the headbutt, maybe Jericho is going to take advantage of this and win. Is he? Here's the cover. And oh, the Lion Salt, broken up cover. And oh my, now there's the maneuver. There is the cross arm lock. And Del Rio has it fully locked in. Del Rio has that cross arm lock locked into perfection. And it may be over. Oh my, but Benoit with a crossface. Benoit with a crossface. Is Del Rio going to tap? Yes, he does. We have a new Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania. What a matchup. What a triple threat contest. And Benoit, basking in the glory of it all, he is only the second man to ever become Intercontinental Champion here in the company. Del Rio's reign stretched from December 2012 up until now, where a new champion has been crowned. For the first time ever, I can proudly say our new Intercontinental Champion, the Rabid Wolverine, Chris Benoit. He holds that title high with pride. Del Rio has finally been dethroned. It's taken almost a year and a half, but it's finally happened. It looked as if Benoit was out of it here. He missed the headbutt, the Lion Salt, could have been over there, but then Jericho about to tap out. Del Rio dragged away, and then tapped out to the crossface. Chris Benoit, your new Intercontinental Champion. Jericho and Del Rio there at ringside, they cannot believe it. A look at the look on Del Rio's face, looking up into the heavens, staring at the dome ceiling here. But the fact of the matter is that Benoit has done what he set out to do. Win the title. Jericho was so close, as was Del Rio. Anybody who won this would have deserved it. But alas, it was Benoit who did it. Del Rio is in a state of shock. He cannot believe he's finally been defeated, but the fact is, Chris Benoit is the new Intercontinental Champion.
Intensity, ruthlessness, brutality. Just when you think it can't get any more brutal, it will. The extremes of which these men will go to are unfathomable. They will fight to the death. They will fight for what they believe in. They will fight for their lives. And all that is left is destruction. No Limits Wrestling Destruction Live.
The next pay-per-view Destruction will be live in August. And speaking of destruction, coming up next, another triple threat matchup where destruction is almost guaranteed. About to make his way to the ring here, one of the two challengers for the NLW Hardcore title tonight. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Raven is a former Hardcore champion, won the Hardcore title at Retribution, only to be defeated on episode 17 by The Big Show. Since then, he has vowed to regain the Hardcore title by any means necessary, And it was only last week on NLW that this match was made. A triple threat matchup for the hardcore title. And up until last episode, the Big Show was our NLW hardcore champion. But thanks to Raven, that is no longer the case. The Big Show defeated Raven on episode 17 to win the hardcore title. However, after defeating him twice, he then resumed and lost it. To who? Kevin Nash this past week, thanks to interference from Raven. The Big Show would like nothing more than to regain the hardcore title as well, but he's got Raven and Kevin Nash on his mind as well. So the second of our two triple threat matches tonight, and this one is for the hardcore title. Here he comes, the man who has held the gold for just over a week, Kevin Nash. He defeated Big Show, albeit with help from Raven, to win the hardcore title. And he is still less than 7 days into his title reign, so we would hope to let it continue here at WrestleMania. He didn't even think he'd be on the card, but he's hardcore champion heading into WrestleMania as this matchup gets underway. Raven with the long blow, and now going to kick Big Show in the stomach. This is going to be a quick matchup, hardcore rules, that means false count anywhere. No disqualifications and no countouts as he throws the traffic cone off of Big Show's back, and it looks as if Kevin Nash is reluctant to get involved in this one. Just going to hang out on the outside, and that's wise strategy. Here's a cover, and only going to get involved when he needs to. Breaking up the pin that time was Kevin Nash. Reluctant to get involved in the early going. Raven keeping an eye on him, but he's staying out of the way for the moment, even though he is part of this matchup. He does not have to be involved in the decision to lose his NLW hardcore title. Raven, Big Show and Nash battling for the title now, and oh my! Raven had that one scouted. Big Show sent flying over the top rope, and now Raven the only one left in the ring. And now Kevin Nash looks up, and a dive over the top, cross body. Here's a cover by Raven, but Big Show pulls him off. I gotta say, Raven seems to be the underdog in this matchup with two such large behemoths. Both Nash and Big Show are 7 feet tall, and look at the height that he got his foot there. There you see the size of Nash's leg compared to Raven. Big Show and Nash, the obvious powerhouses in this matchup. Raven, if I were him, I would just let them brawl. That is exactly what I would do, and it seems what he's trying to do at the moment is Nash trying to choke out Big Show against the guardrail, but oh my! Raven diving at them both, and both of them are free men diving into the crowd, and it looks as if they found their way into the exit perhaps, or are they? I think they've gone backstage. As Raven with a speed limit sign off of the back, and there's a punch by Big Show. Fast count anywhere. Most hardcore matches do go in the backstage as Kevin Nash is power slammed onto that wooden pellet in the back. And now Nash, he's going to have to get back into the mix if he wants to regain his hardcore title without losing it. You know, don't have to be involved in the decision, as we've said. There's a Singapore cane shot to Big Show by Raven, but now Nash trying to protect his title, doing well at the moment, sending him off one of those pipes in the boiler room. And now they're over in the back, another part of the arena now. Nash looks at the... Is that a window? Looks that way. Oh my God! Kevin Nash just threw Raven right through that window. For the love of God! I didn't think it would get that intense. Look at the way he just flew through that window. And all the shards of glass everywhere, and that's not the first time that Raven's been thrown through a window at WrestleMania. Unfortunately for him, and now that leaves Nash and the Big Show to fight it out for themselves. They've moved on. Raven's still covered in glass in the other part of the arena as Nash tips the table onto the Big Show. Nash looks at it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God. And now Raven back up. He could steal this right now, and how the hell is he still standing? He's got all types of shards of glass and blood on him from that window. Almost got the victory there, and he's Still dazed and confused, don't know where he is, but then again, Raven's that sort of character. Don't know where he is, just trying to hold on to his hardcore title. And now Kevin Nash and the Big Show coming back into the arena now. Kevin Nash on that stage and equipment there. And what do you think Big Show's thinking? Big Show climbing to the top rope. I don't know how wise this is. And oh my, Raven's in the arena again. And oh my god, do you think he's going to go for it? Going to go for the jet. Oh my! Well, the weight of them both, over 800 pounds, comes crashing through that staging equipment from the jackknife powerbomb. And now Raven on top, and there's an elbow drop. Who the hell's got the cover in there? Oh my! Raven taking advantage of the scraps, picking up those scraps, and in an instant, Raven is the new hardcore champion. 2 new champions in quick succession here tonight. Big Show don't know where he is. He was jackknifed to hell through that staging equipment. And Nash don't know where he is, but I think he's just lost the hardcore title. Well, he has lost the hardcore title. I don't think Nash has known that yet. But I don't think that any one of us expected Raven to come back from that. He was thrown straight through the window, and then this jackknife right through the staging area. And then Raven was there with all bits of blood on him and shards of glass in him. Was there to pick up the scraps and once again become the 2-time hardcore champion. His weeks of chasing the title have come to fruition, and he is once again hardcore champion. He's happy as hell, but he's gonna be sore tonight. He's gonna have to pick some of those shards of glass out of him this evening, but I don't think he really cares at this point. Certainly Nash does. He's devastated. He's just lost his championship. His reign didn't even last a week. Big Show and Nash cannot believe it. Nash can't believe he's lost the title, but the fact of the matter is, Raven is the new hardcore champion at WrestleMania. And there you see a man who's got a lot to prove here tonight. He's got to prove he's not scared. He's got to prove that he can wrestle with the best of them. If anybody can do it, it's John Cena, with or without the fan support. He's here tonight to combat the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. And coming up next, in part 3, the matchup will happen. The Doctor of Thugonomics takes on the Olympic gold medalist. John Cena faces Kurt Angle. Can Kurt Angle overcome Cena's tricks, or will Cena fall victim to the Olympic wrestling machine? We'll find out next week in part 3.